Hey everybody, I am going to jump right into the video as always. I wanted to hop on because I was playing a card game with my fiance. And the card game's I think it's called Let's Get Deep. It's a couples game, and I pulled out a card that said, what is a non-negotiable for someone you're dating, or something like that. And all of a sudden I just had this realization that I have come so far with this particular thing. So it's a little bit of a history with a little bit of a backstory. When I was dating in the past, I didn't know what a non-negotiable was. And I didn't know that that was like an important thing to have while you were dating. And in the dating world, I think, especially nowadays, if you don't know what you're looking for, it is easy to get into something that perhaps eventually you find out this isn't what I wanted. I didn't sign up for this. And I think a big reason why that happens is because at first in a relationship, it can feel really exciting and good and bubbly, and then it gets serious. And I can relate to this this next part because there's no judgment here. I think everybody does what they think is right in the moment. But then, when you move in with somebody really fast, or maybe you just end up being with somebody for years and then eventually figuring out, wait a minute, we're not on the same page. Why is that? Getting to the hard stuff first in the beginning is so worth it, because then you get to kind of nip it in the bud if you know it's not going to align with you. And what I mean is, let's say you're talking to somebody and it's fun, exciting, you're very attracted to each other, and all of a sudden 2 years later you guys are living together and you have an animal together, or not, you're just living together. I'm just giving you maybe a little history lesson from my life. But anyways, you end up with these ties and you don't know at the end of the day why you start feeling like something's not right, or everything was so different in the beginning. It was so exciting and there was so much love. And honestly, if you just kind of get to the hard part first, which is, hey, are you looking for something serious? And what does that look like to you? And talking through in a mature way how to get to a point where you both are like, okay, like this is going to work or this isn't going to work. So non-negotiables, I think, are just what makes you feel comfortable in a relationship. What are you looking for? For me, I had certain things that I was looking for, that I have learned from, things that I did not want in a relationship anymore. Like I've tried a certain thing, maybe it didn't work. So just having like somebody to really like sit and be like, hey, I like you. And if we're going to continue things, I think we should maybe talk about what the ultimate goal is between us. And maybe that's having kids or a family, or maybe that's not having kids and traveling. And as long as you're open to communication and what that looks like, and being mature in a way of respecting yourself enough and knowing yourself enough to say you're okay with walking away from something that's not going to align with you. And I really think that that can be a very difficult thing when we are just craving and wanting a love and attention because we're human. And when we find somebody that maybe excites us, but doesn't make us feel fulfilled in other ways, can be really difficult, because we want to like feel that feeling. It's such a great feeling to be loved and to be wanted by somebody. So love yourself and want yourself first. And I really mean that, like want yourself. Like every day you should be setting yourself up so that way you are on your side and on your team, and you are rooting for the best for yourself. And knowing that maybe something looks good, but it's not good for you. That goes with so many other things, but in particular, like when it comes to relationships, take that time before. If you're dating or if you're actively looking for a partner and you are having a hard time with that and things just aren't working, take some time and get to know yourself and get back to that reflection mode and maybe see what it is that you're wanting from a partner, why you want one. Are you at a point in your life where it's good to date or not? I think there are periods of our time where we need to be, when we're dating anyways, we need to be more in tune with what we need before we make these big decisions, because how you feel every day alone is so important, but how you feel every day with a partner, if you don't know yourself and you're not checking in, that can make or break your date. And so just save yourself some disappointment if you're starting to date, or if you're dating, or maybe you're somebody who is not dating, but you're just getting the feel out for when you're ready to get back out there or to get in there for the first time. Take some time, get to know yourself, know what you want and what you don't want. Maybe you're just looking for fun. Make sure that person's looking for fun too. What does fun mean to you? Does that mean seriousness? Does that mean just seeing each other casually? Like, make sure that you find people who are looking for the same thing. There's just so much I can say about that, because it's something that I'm so passionate about when it comes to things that I have learned from. This was one of the biggest things. And so when my fiance and I got together, that was probably the second, I want to say around the second conversation that we had, was like, hey, look, this is like what I'm expecting from this if we continue, and I have an open mind with this, and I could go on and on. Like, we both had things we had to say, and it worked so well because we are both just willing to be so loving and supportive towards each other and like check in with each other. And ultimately, the way you treat yourself and the way you look at yourself and talk to yourself, I know I'm saying yourself a lot, but the way that you are to yourself and your relationship to you is, it's going to reflect what kind of a person that you are willing to keep in your life. So check in with yourself, know yourself, and then when you start dating, don't be afraid to have those conversations, because if somebody is not willing to, or if somebody is not on the same page as you, then that is great. You are one person, down. It's next, like on to the next person. Like, trying to find somebody that you can really work with in this lifetime and really feel good with is so important. Everything else, the world is so broad, and there's so much to do, and there's so much to learn and gain. And the last thing that I wanted, or you probably want, is to have distractions in a negative way that is taking your peace from you. You need to protect that. And anyways, thanks for listening.